if I was a legend in TNA, I would not want Paul Heyman to walk in the door.
And by legend, you mean the older guys?
If you're over 40, I'd chop your fucking head off.
Really?
Yeah. Hey, listen, if Hank Steinbrenner called me today and said, we're going to remove Brian Cashman, we're going to put you in that seat, what's your first move? My first move, I let A-Rod go, I let Derek Jeter go. I get a whole team of 21, 22-year-olds. Because A-Rod's already hit 600 home runs.
Right.
Okay, he's not going to hit 600 more. I want to find the kid that's going to hit 600 for me in the next 15 years. Okay, these guys are in their 30s. They're at the tail end of their prime.
If not 40s.
Right, of their peak, of their
50s.
prime. Well, I'm talking about the Yankees.
Right. Oh,
you know?
okay. Yeah. Well, I thought
there
you
are
were-
guys in TNA in their 60s.
Right, yeah.
Hello, you know? I want a guy that's coming into his prime,
Right.
into his peak. So I can mold him, I can shape him, I can take him, and I can make him the guy that hits me 600 home runs, or gets pissed off that he's only hit 600 home runs, and he's sitting there saying, I want to pass Ruth, I want to pass Aaron, I want to pass McGuire, I want to pass everybody else. So, it's all about the youth. It's all about a long-term investment. Where do you want to be in 15 years? If you're looking at just capturing the gold ring next year, you got your team. But if you're coming in and you got a job and they say, where are you going to be in 15 years? Give me that kid. Give me that kid out of college. Give me that draft choice. Give me that kid in the Rockies. Hey, let me steal that guy from the Mets. I want a bunch of 21-year-olds. Because then in 5 years, I got a team of guys under 30 who are kicking everybody's ass. And I still have 400 more home runs to hit in their career. Same thing at TNA. I don't want a bunch of guys in their 40s. God bless them. Thank you for paving the road. I hope we can use you in some capacity.
I think this is fake.
You can't say that.
I can say that.
Wrestling's not fake!
It's still real to me, damn it!
The unscripted, uncensored, loose cannon of commentary. This ain't WCW. This ain't Monday Night Raw. This ain't SmackDown. This ain't even WWE.
Do I have everybody's attention now?
The recognized symbol of excellence in sports entertainment.
You're listening to Marks on Commentary.
All right, you're listening to Skid Marks on Commentary, a.k.a. Two Virgins, One Dyke, a.k.a. What was the other thing we did a lot?
Eat sandwiches.
And I don't know, there's like this thing that like they kept saying that like we did too much, but like I don't really know like what it was.
I think they're all twat muffins. Personally, I think they need to. I know I'm going to be the bad guy. I think kill yourself, all of you, collectively. Drink the Kool-Aid, you sons of bitches. Get out of your mom's basement. Put your dick in something. Stick it in crazy. Stick it in fucking your refrigerator. I don't care what you do with your dick. Just stop sticking it in YouTube.
Excellent. I'm glad we just started our podcast by alienating the few people that actually still enjoy us.
You fucking cunt.
So, in case you don't know what Ed is referring to, we got featured on TVTrax. It's a YouTube
This is
channel.
Mark on Twitter, by the way. We all have names. Can we do a real intro?
We got bent over and fucked up the ass is what we got.
We got exposure, though.
We did.
We
exposed our little virgin asshole to the giant black cock that is criticism of useless cock muffins.
I don't know. I think we had a spike in listeners this week, so I'll welcome our new listeners. Hopefully they stayed around, and hopefully they're not going to hate us too much.
And we already lost Catherine, and the show hasn't even started yet.
Balls.
You can't hear that. That's my applause for opening with this subject and already losing a co.
Come back.
No, I think that the TVTrax opportunity, I think it was just that. It was a great opportunity. However, I think we accumulated more haters than we did miss.
Well, I seem to make it out a little scathed. You came back, don't you dare mention the Hall of Fame, because they'll fucking...
Jeff Coulter, 2013 WWE Hall... 2014 WWE Hall of Fame, him and his mustache. Respective Hall of Fame inductee. You know who needs to go in the Hall of Fame, Jason? The Brooklyn Brawler.
Absolutely.
He needs to go in there with, wait for it, The Miz.
The Miz.
And Catherine's not here. Catherine's computer sucks. You know why? Because we don't have an engineer yet. So Catherine didn't hear my big announcement that I actually think The Miz should go into the Hall of Fame.
I'm about to delete that line so it never gets heard.
You know who needs to hear it? TVTrax.
TVTrax. He's been good to us. Don't hate on us, TVTrax. We love you.
I don't even know what it is.
It's a YouTube channel. He plays the best of podcasts.
Well, you know what? Apparently we didn't fit into that category this week.
I don't know. I will say in our defense that, of the last week, we were probably one of the most listened to clips. So
For all the wrong reason.
Oh, fuck it. What is this? 60 people that don't like what we're saying. For every 5, there was one that thought it was a decent idea. And it doesn't mean that it can't happen.
So, Catherine, if you weren't listening, I've decided that The Miz should go into this year's Hall of Fame.
Well, clearly, I have no problem with that one. And people can roast us all we want. Are we really using that as our intro? Just Eddie cursing all of our listeners out?
Why not?
Not all of them, just the fucking douche canoes that think I'm a fuckface.
That's excellent. So in the first 5 minutes of our podcast, Eddie curses out all of our listeners we have left. My internet disconnects, and Jason tries really hard to keep everything together. It sounds like a normal Marks on Commentary podcast.
That's skid marks on commentary, bitch. Make me a sandwich.
Hey, you know what? I was really tempted, except that I don't live anywhere near you guys, to just, give you sandwiches. If I lived anywhere near you, you guys would have sandwiches right now.
I would love a ham and cheese right now.
I used to make sandwiches for the guys I worked for before. Because I'm a girl, and that's my job.
No, you're a dyke. You're a big butch dyke. Remember that.
Oh, you know me. I love boobs.
And she loves the muff. She just loves it. She is a clam bumper. She just loves the carpet. That's what she likes. Okay, I'm going to step back.
Yeah, we just lost every new listener we had.
We just did. Yes, we did.
Plus all the old ones.
Yes. I kind of feel like maybe we should start over.
No, I refuse. We're going to talk about wrestling. I'm very passionate about the fact that I made a bold claim. I said AJ Lee. I'm going to defend myself here. It's going to be Mark's defend himself. This is going to be my thing. I said that AJ Lee could potentially be a Hall of Famer for the Divas. And everybody shit on me like, he doesn't know what he's talking about. Okay, here's the thing. The Divas division is a fucking joke. So would their opinions on what I said be different if I said Natalia is a future Hall of Famer? Who knows?
And it's not like you mean tomorrow or next week. Like,
hey, I'm saying
have a Trish Stratus-like career,
All you're saying is she has the potential, if she continues on the trend she's been on, several years down the line, she could build up to that kind of career. That's all you're saying. She has the potential for it. Not, her acting in the last 6 months means that she's going to be in the Hall of Fame next week.
Is she not one of the most entertaining females that's been on that show in the past 10 years?
I love how someone on YouTube said that she was just eye candy, so we should get rid of her. Aren't all the divas eye candy except for Tamina?
Okay, can we at least address the fact that Kelly's real name is Barbie?
Yeah.
Barbie?
I always love that.
Thanks, yeah.
She's brunette now. Man, this really does make me sound like a dyke.
Kelly is the real life AJ.
This is really attractive, even with the giant leg wound.
All right, now...
That should redeem me.
I know Catherine and Jason both have their personal favorite comment, and then after that we'll go on to Raw. I'm sorry, I'm kind of stuck on this. I want to address our haters.
There's a lot of really good ones, I won't lie. It's hard to pick a favorite. Do you have a favorite, Jason?
I'm trying to remember, because I haven't really looked. My approach has been, don't look at it.
It's like when you get in a terrible accident and you're mortally wounded, but all you keep thinking is just don't look at it. Just don't look at it.
And somebody wrote, it is a good one. They wrote, it's a shame you call women whores, and it's even more of a shame that a guy on the internet can see why you're forever alone.
Ooh.
Burn. Oh, I just love all the, who the hell are these guys, and
yeah.
who are these morons?
Why do these guys have a show?
I don't know. You can have a
Because
TV
we
show.
have laptops, you fucking moron. That's why we have a show. Nobody pays us to do this, and if they did, I'd slap you in the face with my dick.
At least 3 people apparently think that our logo is a GameCube.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Does anybody not get the logo?
Huh?
Does anybody not get the logo?
I think you should make the logo a pair of briefs with skid marks in them.
You're just never going to let that go, are you?
You know, I've been called a lot of things, and I use them to my advantage. I once had someone refer to me as Screech with AIDS. Oh, that one's free, YouTube, by the way. That one's free.
Nice. Ooh, that same person in the last comment also said AJ should remain the lead female in the WWE. Biggie should stay as her bodyguard, and Randy Orton and his baby oil should fuck off.
I don't disagree with any of those comments.
It's amazing. I love guys, like, as much as Eddie bitches about them, I read the comments and I love them. Feel free to say whatever the hell you want. We take it with a grain of salt. Except for Eddie. Eddie needs some more salt, apparently. I think they're hilarious. Like, positive or negative. I posted some of them on Twitter because they made me laugh so hard.
I love that somebody commented back to, like, somebody said, who the hell are these fucking morons? And then somebody, all in caps, is like, it doesn't matter who these morons are. Where I'm like, wait a minute.
Sorry, here's the thing. I do take it with a grain of salt because the best part about wrestling fan YouTube commenters is that eventually they all start off as like a unified team, but then they all turn on each other. It's essentially like the corporation.
Yeah.
They're all going to turn on they're all going to go heel on each other.
Oh, this is my... Sorry, I found my favorite comment. It made me really happy. It's from Channel 1000. It's, who the fuck are these marks? Like, our name isn't Marks on Commentary, douchebag.
Hey, at least he called us the right title.
Yeah.
True.
We are Marks on Territory.
We should probably move off of this topic now.
Yeah, listen, we're like, what, 12 minutes in? Yeah, it's probably time to move on to something more.
Time to move on. We've got enough for system. We can move on.
I'm no longer in the wheel.
To finish off, continue to look for our clips on TVTrax because we'll keep getting up on there, hopefully.
Oh, and expect to make a very special guest appearance on YouTube, you fuck.
Oh, man. All right, so what are we going to talk about? Raw? What happened on Raw? I don't even remember.
I remember it being very boring. There really wasn't much.
Eddie, do you remember what happened?
Daniel Bryan got in a gauntlet match.
That's right.
That was cool.
Yeah, the gauntlet match is pretty good. He went through the Real Americans.
That's right. Both of them.
He got to Ryback. Ryback fucked him up through a table. John Cena came out, and the bromance aspect of this rivalry in SummerSlam is kind of bugging me because why are you saving the guy that's challenging you for your title?
Yeah.
However, which is confusing too, because then it sets up a potential for a Ryback-Cena table match, which I know they've been doing a dark match at the end of most Raws.
Yeah.
Sets up the potential for a Ryback-Cena rivalry for the next Raw, and it's like, wait a second. This doesn't make... Shouldn't you be doing a program with Bryan and not getting distracted by Ryback?
Yeah, I figured that they were doing all those table matches to, like, teach Ryback how to put someone through a table, since he hurt, 2-3 people in a row before Payback, when he was it Payback, right? With the,
ambulance match?
Yeah.
Yeah, it was Payback.
He, scraped the hell out of Daniel Bryan's arm. He supposedly hurt Kofi Kingston's elbow.
Ryback's table match moves are bad, and he should feel bad.
Yeah. There was that terrible segment. There was lots of terrible segments. Some of them were more horrific than others. But there was a terrible one with Mark Henry and The Shield. And then the Big Show wasn't there, I guess. And he was supposed to save Mark Henry, but instead it was the Usos again.
Well, that's because Henry and the Usos are going to take on The Shield at SummerSlam. That's already kind of a almost done deal.
See, now I heard it was supposed to be Henry and Big Show if Big Show can come back.
I feel like there should be somebody else in there.
Well, originally it was supposed to be Undertaker and Kane against The Shield, and then it got changed to, Mark Henry and the Usos against The Shield. So who knows at this point?
Yeah. Can we also discuss how absolutely dreadful and horrific that Total Divas segment was?
Oh, man.
I guess I need to make a name for myself. I don't like the way you look at me. It's like she was doing the worst John Wayne impression in the world.
I don't like the way you. Oh, sorry, that's Forrest Gump.
Got a pretty mouth.
That's exactly what. Oh my god, that was so bad, so bad. And this is supposed to be the fake, like, these are supposed to be the up and coming divas, and she. Oh man,
Magic legs.
that was dreadful. Like, I know the show starts on Sunday and they're trying to push it or whatever, and I have no problem looking at looking behind the scenes or whatever at the Bella Twins and Natalia and whatever, but like, oh my god, if there's too much of Eva Marie, I might just kill myself.
It's not behind the scenes. Like, what I said it is a...
I was doing air quotes. You just couldn't.
Oh, sorry. But it's fucking ridiculous. Like, literally, like, the TV show is PG for all the kiddies, and the fucking now reality show is for all, a fucking slutty reality show for all mommy and dad, or for mommy. It's like...
Yeah, you know why you're saying that?
Oh, no, that one's for daddy, too. Don't you worry, Jason.
Yeah.
You know why you're saying that? Because you're a virgin. That's why.
I know.
Eddie, let it go.
Let me tell my fiance that I'm a virgin.
No.
I'm sure she's looking forward to that experience.
Honey, we've been having sex for a while, but I have to tell you this. I'm a virgin.
Well, can't you, like, recommit yourself or something? Isn't there... I don't know, it's probably less for a guy, but...
I don't think it's like AA, Jason. I don't think you can go to meetings and...
No, I think there's, like, some weird ceremony that you can become a virgin again or something.
I know it.
I don't think... I think that'd be especially hard for females. I don't think they could put your hymen back together.
I don't know.
Can I just say, one of my best friends, I love him to pieces, but he cannot say Paul Heyman whatsoever. He keeps calling him Paul Hyman. I like never stop laughing at it. He has done it so many times, and every time it is funny.
It's Paul Hyman. I'm sorry, I had to find Million Black Panther party.
It sounds like a really bad nickname you give someone who just likes banging virgins all the time.
All right, well, Punk in the Brockville. What do we think about that?
Loving it.
Nice guy.
Yeah. Oh, shut up. Eat my ass. You can join the rest of those fuckers. Eat my ass.
No, thank you. Anyways, so Brock and Punk, it wasn't the best segment. I don't think it was as strong as last week's.
No, definitely not.
But, I mean, for what it was, I thought it was fine. I like the idea of the best versus the beast.
Which is something Paul's been saying for a long time.
Is it?
Yeah.
I'm actually really disappointed that the fan artwork with Punk and Brock as Wolverine and then Hulk.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm actually really mad that that's not because have you seen the official ad for SummerSlam?
Oh, it's stupid.
Is that the roller coaster one?
It's fucking terrible.
It gets worse and worse every year.
Yeah.
All right, here's the thing, WWE. Hire Jason, because even though that everyone thinks our logo looks like the fucking GameCube logo, it's still like light years ahead of your fucking Wonder Boys over at fucking Titan College. Fuck.
It's like they just lined them up. It's like, pretend you're on a roller coaster. Excellent.
Meanwhile, Punk looks super fucking bored in that picture. Like, yeah, here's another one. Should have gone with the Hulk and Wolverine one. Now, what about, well, we already covered this, but Stacy Keibler returning to potentially back Bryan. That's fun.
I don't hate the idea of her returning. I hate the idea that she's going to get paired with him.
He doesn't need it.
That's a comedy act.
Yeah.
The only reason you're doing it is to be like, look how fucking short he is. Look how tall she is. Isn't that funny?
Yeah.
That's it.
It's the Bellas and Bryan all over again.
Yeah, but at least that was like when he wasn't on a rocket to the fucking top. You know, you do this to him, and I feel like it's going to throw him back down to mid-card.
Right.
You know, you're getting Santino laughs when you're trying to, rise up to the next ranking.
If you've been building this guy for so long, why shoot him back down with something like that? I realize that you want Keibler back, but I don't know, it doesn't work for me.
I mean,
and according to sources, someone reached out to the WWE and they said that they're actually not talking with her, or they're not in speaking terms with her right now, in the sense that they're not working on a deal or anything. But that could just be typical.
Yeah.
Oh, we're not talking with her to cover their asses, but
No, this Divas show, if it takes off, is where she'll wind up.
Yeah.
Really, like they look for like, all right, oh, we can get somebody who's been around Hollywood and dated George Clooney. Fuck yeah, we're gonna put her in our show.
oh, and of course they grab her right as her and George Clooney break up.
Exactly.
Now they know that they actually have access to her. And another report, accordingly, while the Usos made the save, the plan is still for Big Show, Mark Henry, against the Shield in a handicap match at SummerSlam.
Yeah.
Still the plan. Not a very good plan, but still the plan.
Yeah.
Wait, are you saying that was right?
I'd rather see Big Show and Henry fight for the tag titles than a handicap match.
Well, the thing is, why are we even bothering? Like, how quick? I mean, as much as I love the Bryan versus Cena, match and the angle, how quick we were to abandon the fact that Mark Henry the night after addresses Cena, and just it's completely blown off.
Yeah, he's face again.
So I don't know. More importantly, why instead of our fuckface detractors, why did we not talk about this first and foremost, the Ultimate Warrior? My favorite fucking wrestler of all time. I don't give a fuck what people say. Throw that on TVTrax, actually. You know what? Fuck you. Throw that on TVTrax. Ultimate Warrior, one of my favorite wrestlers of all time.
Thought you liked X-Pac. Or do you not like him now that he has two assholes?
Oh, man. He didn't need another asshole. But...
After China got done with him, he did.
Oh. Surprised you didn't get that second asshole from China. I'm just jealous because her dick's bigger than mine. Anyways, the Ultimate Warrior. Could this mean a potential Hall of Fame induction this year? I hope so. He deserves it.
Yeah.
I'd agree to that.
Do you see that more likely than him returning to TV, even if it is like a one-off?
I don't see him coming back to TV anytime. He's honestly, even in the commercial he cut for the WWE 2K14, it's not the same Warrior. It's not. Like, even though he had the paint on and he was doing the Warrior voice, he doesn't look like the Warrior.
Yeah.
He looks like the guy formerly known as the Ultimate
Warrior. Right. He can always come back in some sort of limited capacity. They bring back some of the older guys once a year. They did that stupid panel thing or something. They can always choose to do that now that he's back on good terms with the WWE. Should they? No. Will they? More than likely, if they think they'll get money out of it.
I don't. I honestly see it going the same way as Bruno Sammartino. I think they're going to cash in on DVD revenues, the Hall of Fame DVD buy rate. Yeah, I think that they're gonna cash in on WrestleMania weekend. I don't think they're gonna bother with him on TV. First off, other than the fact that there's nothing to gain from it, as even though the Warrior character, the Warrior franchise is still lucrative, because he's an icon, he's a well-known character.
Right.
As a performer, there's nothing to gain from him. Like, you're not going to get anything. And when he returned in '96, he was still in the peak where you could put him in title matches. You could have him put the young guys, even though he wouldn't. He'd no-sell to the young guys, as Triple H. I think in terms of his relationship with the company, keep it strictly Hall of Fame, keep it strict to video game merchandising, keeping the character alive, and just let the man represent the character he once played, and just leave it at that.
The only thing I can see is that at some point they kind of need to refill like the younger audience on who the Ultimate Warrior is. You can't necessarily do that with like video packages. You kind of have to show him, even though he's a shell of his former self. But I kind of almost feel like even if it's a one night, runs down to the ring, quick squash match, like they did with Heath Slater last year with Vader and Sid and everybody. I kind of feel like
nobody got a good impression of who the fuck Vader or the APA or Lita or any of those guys were. It was for dudes like us to mark the fuck out and be like, oh dude, it's fucking DDP. Nobody knew who the fuck any of them were. That's the reason why I'm totally against that, because Vader came down the ring. We knew who the fuck he was, but you can tell by the lack of popping in the audience that very few. It's like Road Dogg. Like, the only people cheering for Road Dogg were dudes our age that were yelling, "You still got it." Nobody knew who the fuck Road Dogg was.
And the other part is, he did some match with Orlando Jordan, like, I don't know, maybe 5-6 years ago, and he had the short hair, and the saddest thing was watching him come down to the ring, because he's not running and shaking the ropes like he used to. He's like hobbling like an old man with bad knees. It was pretty pathetic looking. You should look it up.
You know what he should do, and I will say this, because he's actually, believe it or not, despite how awful the Warriors promos were in character, he's actually a really great speaker in terms of, like, when he did his Randy Savage tribute. And when he does his YouTube videos, he's actually a really good speaker. But I would like them to maybe perhaps evolve the Warrior character into almost like, I don't know, not to sound pretentious, but almost like a scholarly, like, I don't know, like the guy that's been around and he's seen a lot, but just take the ideology of the Warrior and put it in an older man and make him more like make him a manager even. You know, it'd be great, an Ultimate Warrior manager.
Yeah.
Throw that on TVTrax. You know why? Because even Jason's like, shut the fuck up.
Eddie stands alone.
I stand alone.
The cheese stands alone.
Mm-hmm. I'm sorry. God.
Do we really? Okay, sorry, I'm just looking at the outline for tonight. Do we have like multiple things in the category TNA, and that frightens me.
It all basically falls under one category for me, though.
I love the fact this is how much they disagree with me. Jason says nothing, and Catherine awkwardly, so I see on the itinerary TNA.
It's how we deal with you on a daily basis, Eddie.
Mm-hmm.
We kind of ignore you and then gently switch subjects.
I love how I've become the AIDS of this show.
But you're like the lovable AIDS that you want to keep around because it's cute and cuddly, but at the same time want to keep far, far away from you.
I may kill myself by the time this show is over, so stay tuned. TNA.
Yeah.
TNA also killing itself. Excellent segue.
Yes.
Getting rid of tons of talent. And I know.
TNA.
I'm sad that they no longer have Luke Gallows. I'm a Gallows fan, but
that
sorry,
opens up that opens up the chance for him to go back, though.
It does. I mean, they did say, he left on good terms. They just couldn't really come to a contract agreement, which clearly they're having money issues or brain issues over there. I'm not sure which it is. But
I think there's more money in him than there is Matt Morgan, because Matt Morgan's a fucking idiot to me. I'm sorry, I don't like Matt Morgan. He's uninteresting to me.
There was a rumor on one of the dirt sheets that that I saw that WWE was looking at him, and I was like, oh, that would just make Jason have a conniption if WWE picked him up.
I don't get it. He's boring. There's nothing to him that I like. Yes, he's big. That's all he's got going for him. Like he can't talk to me. I don't think he can really wrestle. There's no value in him. I don't know. So that's my rant.
No, he was only one of. I mean, how many people did they let go of in the last couple of weeks?
There's been a couple. Some of it's been backstage help, like D-Lo and stuff like that. But then there's been lower tier guys, But the one that gets me is Jesse Sorensen. I don't know if you guys know what happened with him.
I kind of know the story, but I don't know what really how he broke his neck or back. What was it he did?
I think he broke his neck, and Dixie came to him and said, "You'll always have a job with us." Especially while you're fucked up and hurt. And he was okay, great. And I think I don't think he's able to wrestle anymore. That, they're still trying to figure it out, but I don't think he can. And they kind of let him be a production assistant backstage. And then they're like, all right, get the fuck out. That's shitty to me.
I mean, I can see it both ways. Because on one hand, you want to take care of the guy. Clearly, they felt like they owed him something for a while. Sure, he feels like they owe him something. But at the same, can you keep somebody around and pay them because you feel bad about what happened?
I don't know.
I mean, it's you can kind of see the way that they looked at it. Maybe, I mean, I can't say for sure that's what they said, but from the perspective, can you continue paying someone? I mean, clearly he's capable of doing some work if he was doing work backstage, but if he isn't wrestling and he isn't offering much backstage, I mean, I think it's a shitty thing to do, but it's a hard situation for both parties.
I understand, but it just feels like, I don't know, shit. And it's like,
Yeah.
there's plenty of more guys on that roster
Yeah.
that could go. But, I don't know. But there's been a shit ton of other shit going on with them, too. Like, I don't know if you heard what happened, like, last weekend or whatever. They had some, like, house show event, and I forget where it was, like, Milwaukee or something like that, I think. And they get there, and only 8 guys of their entire roster had licenses in that state to work.
Oh no.
Yeah. So they had to, like, scratch their heads and figure out what to do, and yeah, it was fucking bad move on their part. And I guess, like, to, like, compensate people, like, they had, like, they opened up, like, the after show VIP, like, meet and greet to everybody, but people who paid for it were, like, getting brushed aside for the people who didn't pay for it. And I don't know, they're a clusterfuck right now.
Is that better or worse than Jerry Lawler going to the wrong city for Raw?
That's an honest mistake,
Just
though.
Jerry Lawler.
He's old.
Yeah. And you would have thought somebody would have made sure he was going to the right place. But I mean, that's a terrible thing to do, to not know what states that your employees can work in legally, and then have that kind of issue. That's just poor management, and that seems to be trouble across the board.
Yeah.
Just the way that they react to things are terrible as well. Like, I know you wanted to mention the Twitter, the hashtag #AskDixie, that just went horribly awry.
What a stupid bitch.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, Dixie, but you opened up your own floodgates. Like,
Yeah.
you're talking directly to the internet wrestling community, and they are going to fucking pour their hatred out on you because you're at fault. You're the fucking idiot, I'm sorry, who doesn't know what she's doing.
Yeah.
You may be great business savvy person, but you don't know dog shit about professional wrestling. I'm not saying I know I can install myself in that, but I'm saying I can recognize that you don't have a fucking clue.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know much about the lady, but, like, I read the response that was released, and I'm sorry, but for her to come out and say, like, well, I'm only going to respond to, like, the nice ones or whatever. It's like, I'm not going to respond to any hurtful ones or mean ones. It's like, what?
It's
you're gonna
honesty.
To me, it's no different than when we were talking about, 30 minutes ago with our YouTube video, which is clearly on a bigger scale.
Yeah.
You know, if you put it out there, people are going to react however the hell they want to react. And people are more likely to actually respond to you in a negative manner than they are if they're happy with you. And if you've pissed off 3/4 of your demographic by releasing a bunch of people, making questionable decisions, doing, like at that TNA event, the things that they did, then you're going to get a negative reaction. And for her to acknowledge it almost makes it worse, because then she's saying, you hurt my feelings. I really hate when you do that. You shouldn't hurt my feelings anymore, people. And what is that going to get? More negative responses.
Yeah.
Like, it makes me wonder if they have a single public relations person in their entire freaking company, because they clearly don't.
No. It's like, only tell me that you love Chris Sabin as champion. Don't tell me that Hogan needs to be fired. He's my friend.
Oh, God.
That seems to be the concession amongst, the internet wrestling community. I mean, it has been for a long time, but I'm almost surprised Fire Hogan wasn't right under Ask Dixie.
Yeah. Oh, man. It was crazy.
It gets me.
Like, some of the things that were said were wildly inappropriate. Some of the things that were said were really cruel. And for someone to open up their Twitter feed and to see that probably wasn't what she was expecting. Probably was very terrible and hard for her to read. But you have to take it with a grain of salt. And you have to understand that the wrestling community is what it is. And if you're going to put yourself out there, you have to be prepared for that. Yeah. And it's like it's a sad truth. And if you don't want that to come back, then don't hold a friggin' Q&A on Twitter like that. Like, that's just opening yourself up.
Doesn't make sense to me. I just wonder if it's on life support now. Like, if I was in that company, I'd be scared for my job. because it doesn't look good, because a lot of what they're in trouble with now is because they took the company out on the road, and like me and Eddie saw at one of their pay-per-views, nonetheless, drew very poorly. Half that building was full when we went to Slammiversary. So picture that for every TV taping that they do.
And it's not like they're in the big arena. They're not in... I mean, even the Garden isn't that big of a venue. And if they can't get into the Garden and they have to go to the Agganis Arena and they still only fill half of it, that's not boding well, because there's a lot of wrestling fans in New England. WWE started in New England.
Yeah.
So for like New England not to come out and show support for wrestling, I agree. I just don't think that it bodes well for them. I would like to see somebody on par with WWE, just to give fans something different. I think they do have a different style. I think they do allow things that the WWE doesn't. It's an interesting contrast to look at, but it's not enough. Whatever they're doing there, it's just not working.
Yeah. I think, honestly, Dixie, I think she's the president of the company. I think she needs to drop down to a vice president level, go get a Hollywood or somebody with business savvy experience of how to market something, put them as the president of the company, and then you get somebody. One name that I heard that I was actually all for, because I was sitting here scratching my head. I'm like, you can't get Paul Heyman. The common thing is people love to run back to names that they're familiar with. That it's like, oh, Eric Bischoff ran a company. He'd be great running this company. I would honestly like to see Tommy Dreamer at the head of creative. I think he's the right kind of mix of person to head that company in the right direction. And what Tommy Dreamer says goes.
Yeah. And I think he has a different outlook on things than, the typical WWE perspective. And that would work in their benefit. Mm-hmm. He brings a little bit more of the hardcore style. He brings a little bit more of, that other side that WWE can't get into because they're so devoted to their kid-friendly or PG environment that, if they wanted to go that direction, they could take someone like Dreamer, like any of those hardcore legends, and just take it and run with it.
Yeah. And the thing about Dreamer is, like, when he was in ECW, he wasn't only just, a guy on the roster that had a lot of success. He was a guy working backstage as a producer, doing lots of like contract negotiations and setting up arenas and shit like that. But then even when he went to WWE, there was like a 4 or 5 year span where he dropped off the roster. He was in OVW, like running talent. Like he scouted Zack Ryder and a lot of the young talent that you see on TV right now.
Even now, I mean, even though he does quite a bit of touring of the indies, he has his own show that I think it's once a year, the House of Hardcore show, which gets a rather big draw, and they have some fantastic talent in that.
And that's the other thing is, like, if the internet wrestling community knew that Tommy Dreamer was the head of this, they would fucking jump on board. He could take TNA to the fucking, the ECW arena and pack it. He could take it to the Hammerstein Ball, which I'm still pissed that they haven't done a pay-per-view there. And fucking ride it to the rafters.
Are we still talking about TNA? I lost interest.
Yeah, we are with the idea that Tommy Dreamer take over as head of creative. How's your juice box, Eddie?
I totally I heard TNA and Dixie Carter and I blacked out. So
what do you think's wrong with TNA?
That's pretty much what I did during your earlier rant, Eddie. So I think we're even.
Wait, what happened?
That's what I did during your Ultimate Warrior rant. So I think we're even.
I wasn't paying attention. You're a woman. Go make me a sandwich. Science fiction.
Hey, I killed a bug. That's impressive. I killed a spider during your rant. What'd you do? Get drunk?
Yeah. Anyways, we have a slash fiction story from I'm going to read this. Catherine can go fuck herself. Hello, wonderful podcast host. Greetings from what just might be your only Swedish listener. I'm also a lady. Such an unusual specimen, especially on this show. I'd like to thank you for the fabulous show of which I have been a fan since episode 1. That is pretty impressive, considering I'm on this show. It's pretty darn awesome, and if I had any friends who actually enjoy the wrestling, I'd definitely recommend you. Why? Alright, now on to business. I came bearing a gift in the form of a short slash fanfic. Since you asked for it, as I said, I prefer to consume it, but I gave writing a try for you. Not too graphic to spare the minds of your listeners. I also want to
Thank you.
I'm indeed very capable of being a normal fan, even though I slash. That's not even true. Although I believe that you smell nice, so you're already ahead of the game. I have to drink on this show because I hate all of you. Anyway, now I know you said you want a unique voice just like Hulk Hogan, but I found myself unable to hurt myself by allowing my fans to go anywhere near his sexual escapades.
Thank you.
Oh, brother, dick in the ass. So I tell for Jericho Ambrose, oh dear. All his new trash and slash fandom. Haha. Is it really?
That's frightening. I don't know if that's better or worse than the number I've been sent of Ambrose and Rollins.
Should you choose to read it, because I will not claim my story is great at all. I only ask that you do not refer to me by Twitter name or whatever else, because I don't feel like getting harassed. Because I like the slash. So just call me Olivia if you're going to name me.
Thank you, Olivia.
Thank you, Olivia.
Which is awesome, because my coworker's name is Olivia. Sorry about the rambling. On to the story, which is really short. I'm going to do this in my sexy voice, so hold on, guys. Bear with me.
This has to be dramatic.
Dean Ambrose was not a man easily disturbed. However, babysitting a Jericho who seemed intent on amusing himself is unsettling you, buddy.
Are you sure you're going to be able to read this?
Shut up. But it isn't until a hand far too suggestively makes its way up his leg. He actually bothers cursing that lumbering idiot Ryback for giving Chris the idea to employ the shield of all people for personal security. Oh, Chris isn't even slightly bothered by the dark glare thrown his way and continues on with this incessant touching and cheesy pickup lines as if nothing has happened. Dean in turn raises his gaze to the proverbial stars and calls upon every deity in the universe to lend him an ounce of patience. Jericho, who refuses to be discouraged, gives him a highly unsympathetic look in response and promptly allows his jacket to light up like a Christmas tree. Oh, for fuck's sake, Dean grumbles, half blinded by the blue light he gives, and Chris makes a part to please so much. Dean finally presses her. There you go. I hope I am a decent representation of the darkest corners of the fandom cheer.
Olivia, we're not laughing at you. We're just laughing at how.
With you.
Yeah.
Thank you, Olivia. Our number one Swedish fan.
Our number one. Yeah. Olivia,
you
you're officially number one Swedish fan.
Yeah, if
you
we
get
had,
that very proudly.
If we had Listener of the Week, you get Listener of the Month. If we had that.
Here's my new challenge: 978-276-9418. Marks on commentary at gmail.com /fiction. What was it? What the hell is it called?
/fiction.
Fan fiction fandom.
The cast of Marks on commentary. Bam. Done.
Oh shit. This sounds like a horrible idea.
No, this is frightening. I'm scared.
Done and done.
Eddie, I think you're going to be the one bending over.
I really hope not. It's just true. I get bent over enough on the show.
Oh man.
So I drink it. It makes the burning sensation feel a little less burny.
So I think we're all the way to Twitter questions, guys.
Nice.
Yes.
Our loyal listeners.
Oh, let's see. Our first tweet from @Avacarde. A bit random, but what's your favorite Rey Mysterio outfit? I personally liked the Gene Simmons kiss mask. My answer is none of them. I hate Rey Mysterio. I'm sorry.
That's mean. Ray's awesome.
I just don't like Rey Mysterio.
He's a good guy.
Did you just call him Ray?
Yeah.
What the hell's wrong with you?
That's a
probably why I
nickname.
don't like Rey Mysterio.
That's an acceptable nickname.
I kind of liked his Flash outfit.
That was cool. The Joker one was alright. Even before he debuted, I saw him in Maine, like in 2002, just before he came to TV, and like he had this cool like white and lime green kind of setup. I thought that was pretty cool.
Actually, I love this question. @Macaulay_Highland. Who do you think will win best CM Punk versus Beast Brock Lesnar? #WWE. This is an awesome question because I don't have an answer yet. I don't.
Yeah, for me, it's dependent on if there's more than one match. If there's more than one match, I think Brock needs to win.
Wait.
What?
No, I was agreeing with you.
Yeah. So if there's more than one match, Brock wins the first one. If there's only this one and done, I think CM Punk gets it.
I think it's like the underdog story. Like, you want the underdog to win. I mean, if it's a matter of who do I want to win, CM Punk hands down. But I think if they're going to take this into like you said, a multi-match situation where it's going to go over a couple of pay-per-views, then I think Brock Lesnar has to win. And then that'll only make people root for CM Punk that much more. They tried to do it previously with Triple H and Brock. They wanted people to root for Triple H, so they made him lose, and then he got to win. And it just didn't work because it's Triple H, so no one wanted to win.
No,
but I think if they can pull off the same thing 10 times better with CM Punk. Did you notice how they've been doing storylines with Triple H, and they've bombed, and then like 2 weeks later, they do them with other superstars, and they are really successful? Like, Triple H got a quote-unquote concussion, storyline bomb. Dolph Ziggler got a concussion, excellent storyline, great feud with Del Rio. Then, Triple H had this whole feud with Brock Lesnar. No one really gave a crap. Now CM Punk has one, and everyone's all excited. It's like he's the guinea pig.
I'll break it down for you. Brock Lesnar has to win this match. Absolutely has to win it. In order to put CM Punk over as the underdog, he has to win this match, and he has to win it brutally. Beat the fucking shit out of CM Punk. Make it a real underdog story. At least bring it to Survivor Series.
So we can see it.
No, I'm dead serious. Beat the fucking shit out of CM Punk. Put him on the shelf. Have him come back mid-October. Challenge Brock. Survivor Series Final Showdown. Punk gets over Brock. Big pop.
But Punk's been on the shelf so much.
Brock will go away. He's not working.
I don't know. I don't like the fact that Punk keeps getting put on the shelf. I know he's been injured a lot. I know that he took time off. But I feel like if they keep doing it, it's gonna be hard to keep. There are so many people behind Punk, and I think people are gonna stay behind Punk. But if you start turning Punk into a part-timer, then he's just gonna be a hypocrite.
He's not gonna last very much longer. I think he even said he plans to retire within the next couple of years.
Yeah.
It's no different than what they did with Steve Austin. And, I mean, you haven't been watching that long, so I understand, but Steve Austin, his prime years were 98, 99. Where the fuck was Steve Austin during 2000, 2001? Steve Austin really didn't come back into the picture until, well, after the invasion angle had hit its peak. So, it's not impossible.
It's not impossible. It starts getting hard when you have someone who's such a fan favorite and they start just disappearing for months on end. So far, they've done a really good job with it. So far, he's done a very good job of keeping people interested while he's gone. Like, the fact that, the last break that he had was during the Stanley Cup Finals. The fact that he made a point of putting a picture every night of where he was that wasn't wrestling.
Yeah.
Like, that kept people interested. That made people go, I wonder if CM Punk's coming tonight. Oh, no, he's at the hockey game. Like, he kept that momentum going.
But
I just don't know how many times they can continue to do that moving forward.
It also hurt WWE that while he was even returned, when he came back to the company, he was still posting pictures of the Stanley Cup Finals. He even got bitched out over that.
Pretty funny.
I'm just saying, though, I don't think CM Punk's got much longer. And frankly, I don't want all my eggs in the CM Punk basket anymore.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
I mean, if it's not Austin this year at WrestleMania, there's really not too many places to go with him.
No, put him in the main event at WrestleMania for the titles. And he's well on his way out. No, the Austin ship has sailed. It's never, I hate to break it to you, it's never fucking happening.
I say if it ever happens, it's this year. And that's
it. And it's not going to fucking happen this year. I'm telling you right now, it's not fucking happening.
You know what? Now we're on the subject of it. In a hypothetical sense, if Austin came back and Rock works the same pay-per-view, who gets that main event spot? We're not billing this as double main event.
All right, no. Here's how it goes. Austin, if Austin doesn't get the main event, Austin doesn't come back. Period.
I agree.
Yeah.
That's
agree.
how he. That's how he works. That's how.
Yeah.
Vince McMahon has even said Austin isn't coming back unless I give him main event. Period.
I agree, and I don't think he should. And I think if Rock does happen to work, he should see that and recognize this is probably an only time chance that Austin's going to get to do this. So.
All right, at Palmer 2189-1, wrestler you bring into WWE any promotion?
Well, I guess I should probably field this question since I go to more indie shows than the guys.
Yeah, but there's still all the guys.
Clearly, I'm biased. I go to indie shows in New England. I haven't gone to a lot of other ones, mostly because I live in New England. It'd be stupid for me to travel just for an indie show. I mean, there's some great ones out there. I'm actually going to the Ring of Honor show this Saturday. I'm so excited. Nice. I think Kevin Steen is a great one. I mean, clearly I would want them to bring back indie guys that I love. The Compton is a huge one. But guys that haven't been in the WWE yet that I really love locally, there is a great tag team. I cannot push them enough. They are Mark Sherman and Scotty Slade. They wrestle for several of the promotions around here, and they are absolutely hilarious. They would have to come into the WWE as a tag team. They would stay as a tag team, which unfortunately is the undoing of quite a lot of people. And they have, the heel comedy duos, but they are absolutely hilarious, and I really hope the two of them go far.
Nice. I've always kind of wanted to see Joe, like Samoa Joe, like in WWE. True. Well, the fact is, I wanted to see Rob Van Dam and Samoa Joe go at it, and TNA hinted at it a couple times. They did it on TV for like a small 5-minute match, and I thought that's a grave mistake on their behalf. I thought that could have been built to something really cool, and they never pulled it off. I think Joe, before he retires, I would love to see him in WWE.
No, I agree 100%. I would love to see Joe in WWE.
Yeah, I think he deserves to be in WWE, but whether or not he'll actually ever make it, I highly doubt.
I mean, I don't know if you saw the comment, I guess, that Triple H had made that there's nobody in TNA that we need or something like that. Do you guys agree with that, or?
When did he say that?
I guess it was at some recent talent meeting or something like that. When I guess Taz's contract came up, and Taz was trying to get back into the company, and they were like, "Yeah, there's nobody in TNA we need." So,
ouch.
Or he was, excuse me.
I mean, I know there's been a couple of guys. Well, there's been a lot of guys who have headed over to TNA after WWE decided they didn't want them, and some of those I think were bigger mistakes on WWE's part than others. But at the same time, do they want to go back on their decision? Probably not. They make their decisions for some reason. We don't know what it is. And if they've decided that that's not something they want, then it's not something they want. And there's nothing that we can do to nothing that anybody can do to change their minds. As much as we can campaign for Samoa Joe and those people as much as we want. But even Trent Beretta, or he's going by his real name now in TNA. That's terrible. I don't know why. Tonight apparently had a match for a championship on TNA that we missed because we were recording. But
Shucks.
I've always been a fan of him. I'll watch it later.
It's for the ugly X Division title.
Oh, is it really?
For the TNA X Division Intercontinental title, whatever the fuck that thing is. Yeah, I don't know. There might be a couple guys that I would swoop up. Obviously Sting and Kurt Angle stand out as guys who have main event attraction to them. I think
they're guys who are that ship has sailed when it comes to the WWE.
I don't know. The WWE's done a lot worse things than the possibility of bringing back Sting, or bringing back Angle, or bringing in Sting for the first time.
Can we bring back Hardy for what, 4th time?
I don't want Hardy back. I don't care.
I love the Hardys. Can't lie.
No, fuck that. I don't
They're
want
about
him
10
back.
years past any good.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's the problem with a lot of the guys at TNA. Do you know what you can say? I love Jeff Hardy. I loved the Hardy Boys. Like, we loved Sting, we loved Kurt Angle, but if they came back to the WWE right now, what would we get out of it? Other than saying, hey, you know, I used to love watching them 10 years ago.
Like, if anything, to me, it's all the guys on their roster that have only had, like, one run with the title. Like, what is it? Storm, Rude, Styles, Aries, and Joe.
Yeah.
And that's it.
I mean, those are the guys that they would have to look at. But I think some of their older guys, there would be no benefit to bringing those guys in anymore.
I don't know.
Other than
We're
nostalgia.
3 years removed from the big rumors of Sting coming back to fight Undertaker. There's some interest there. You can't tell me you wouldn't be a little excited to see Sting, you know, all the video packages that they make, you know. Granted, I hope he doesn't wrestle in a t-shirt, but that's just me.
I couldn't be bothered watching Sting on TNA. Why would I want to watch him on WWE?
Because it's different. There's a difference when you go to WWE. It's the big time. I watched Kevin Nash on TNA for 3 years and didn't care. When he showed up at the Royal Rumble, I suddenly was interested in Kevin Nash again.
See, I changed the channel. I'm a terrible wrestling fan. I know this. I'm sorry, guys.
All right, we keep cutting off, Eddie. What do you want to say? Eddie?
Oh, I was trying to get through these fucking tweets.
Okay.
At Macaulay_Highland, who should be Alberto Del Rio's next opponent? I say get Ricardo to fight him. Fuck it.
I'll take Van Dam. I want to see Van Dam with the World Heavyweight title. I don't think that's unreasonable, an accomplishment for him to be able to pull off.
Here's the thing, though. I know they've kind of done away with, you know, Raw is one show and SmackDown is another show, and nobody crosses between the shows. They did that for a while. They've kind of blended the rosters. But when it comes to it, the World Heavyweight title is still a SmackDown belt.
Yep.
Do you really want RVD on SmackDown?
If he's the top guy. I'd rather him be the top guy on SmackDown than the guy who just gets fed to the mid-card.
So congratulations, RVD is now the smartest guy with Down syndrome. Fantastic.
Oh, Eddie. Now that we've alienated all of our listeners with special needs, at Handyman12345, sounds like a luggage code. Aside from Daniel Bryan, what young up-and-comer do you think could be WWE champion in the next year? I think the easy answer to that is Dean Ambrose.
In the next year?
I think the easier answer is John Cena.
No, up-and-comer, Eddie.
The Cena guy, he's got a bright future.
Got a lot of potential.
For the record, John Cena.
I don't think John Cena's going to have it anyways, but who would you like to see get the chance?
There's a lot of
I
people
would like Dean Ambrose to do it.
I would like to see Gilbert get it, but I mean, it's still going to be John Cena.
Okay, Mr. Bitter.
I don't know.
Hypothetically,
2 years ago, I would have said Cody Rhodes.
Hypothetically, I'd say give it a Goldust, but...
Eddie just wants to impress everybody with the amount of wrestling names he knows.
Yeah. I mean, I love the guy to pieces. I would love if Kofi Kingston came back from injury, just really strong and
No.
But that's me, and this is why Eddie hates me.
Yeah, because you would give it to the fucking Miz if you could.
No, Mrs. already had it.
Yeah, and it was a fucking nightmare that I erased from my memory because he's such a piss-poor fucking wrestler.
Do you know what? Stop making fun of The Miz. I can't love him anymore. He's engaged, but that doesn't mean I won't defend his honor.
And you know what? Future endeavored by next New Year's. He's hosting SummerSlam. Guess what? The Rise and Fall of The Miz. Next WWE DVD.
If you watched Main Event, then you would know only the coolest superstars get to host SummerSlam, and celebrities. John Hamm apparently hosted something. And they listed a whole bunch of people that hosted stuff. And then I believe have never done anything with the WWE again. But that's okay.
I don't get this hosting thing. What's the point?
He gets to wear a crappy plaid suit and parade around the ring. I don't know.
I don't get it.
I'm sorry, his suit was ugly.
What, when he was champion?
No, all the time.
Oh.
No, on Monday, when he did the total, he was wearing that terrible plaid suit. And it was horrific. It was almost as bad as the acting in the segment.
At Superfly David, is at TNA going to make any more releases of superstars? Hashtag Ask Dixie.
Yes.
She's lucky if she has a company by the end of the summer.
Yeah.
At Logan_Landers, at MO Commentary, do you think WWE should have more managers? Yes, Ultimate Warrior.
Sinister Minister. That's what I want.
I feel like they need to let the managers that they have be strong managers. I think, Paul Heyman's always going to be Paul friggin' Heyman. I think Zeb Coulter is working up his little posse of people, and I think I thought, like, it was ridiculous at the beginning. I hate Jack Swagger and all the stupid crap with Jack Swagger. I think adding Antonio Cesaro was some sort of stroke of brilliance, because now Cesaro's, I don't know, relevant again when he was kind of petering there, and I think it added something to Zeb Coulter, and now they can work together as a team. I think like they need to let that shine for a while. I mean, what other managers do they have? Well, I know what guy I missed. What was the name of that guy that used to manage the primetime players and then got fired for making the really terrible Kobe Bryant comment?
Abraham Washington?
Something like that.
Yeah.
That guy was hilarious. That was, I'm sorry. Clearly it was offensive, but that was the funniest joke on Raw that whole year.
Yeah.
That was the only joke on Raw that whole year.
I just don't know where they got the idea that it would be a smart idea to give a manager his own personal microphone.
I thought that was awesome, but he used it wrong.
Yeah.
Or used it absolutely correctly and just got bitched out by the PG era.
True.
I don't know. How are we going to define manager versus valet? Because...
Tits and ass.
Yeah.
Because I was going to say, like, I miss the days of Vicky Guerrero as an actual manager.
I'll agree with that.
Yeah, what happened with the whole... I thought she was going to manage Ryback. Is that not a thing now?
No, she's the general manager of SmackDown
I know that, but I thought that was going to be the thing. Like,
I don't know. I thought that was just Eddie being crazy last week.
No, because they hinted towards it, didn't they?
Not really.
I thought
wait. Did I say that last week?
I don't know.
I thought
I was attributing it something that crazy to you.
All right,
I know, because Ryback's like Brad Maddox's little bitch now, because Brad Maddox is like, I need someone to take out Daniel Bryan, and Ryback did it. So, who knows what's going to happen with that?
Well, anyways, 978-276-9418. Mark's Commentary at gmail.com. At MO Commentary on Twitter.
MarksOnCommentary.com.
I haven't even been on the show half the night, so I don't even know why I'm promoting it, but...
Can we promote all the parts that Eddie wasn't a part of tonight?
Do you need to vent, Eddie?
I do. Hold on.
Okay.
I have a drink.
Okay. What are we drinking tonight?
Tiger's Blood. Because I am very excited about the Ultimate Warrior's potential comeback.
Oh, God.
I want our listeners to discuss this with me at 978-276-9418.
Eddie's very lonely. Call him on our phone line.
Ultimate Warrior versus Ryback. Bam. SummerSlam done.
Love it.
Can people please just call our voicemail number and just leave really breathy messages for Eddie to listen to at night?
Let us know it works. Because we haven't been able to do anything. We won't scorn you like the Marks on Territories guy.
Yes, we will.
Yeah, we probably will.
Don't make promises you can't keep, Jason.
I can't, but, Olivia loves us.
Olivia does love us, and we love Olivia. She's the only one who sent us Slash Fiction.
Yeah, I love Swedish Fish.
That's true. Swedish fish are amazing. Swedish meatballs, also good.
That's terribly offensive.
Swedish
what
chocolate?
else is...
I don't know.
Cars
or something, right?
I don't know.
I'm terrible. I'm ignorant towards the world. I apologize.
Well, there's up to Jason to now wrap up tonight's show.
Fuck. All right. You can blast us on TVTrax now. Hopefully,
I wouldn't recommend it, though, unless you hate us. In which case, feel free.
There's a lot of people that hate us.
Or you can go defend us.
Defend us. If you listen, go defend us. Say something nice about us. We are desperately trying to get Gangrel on the show. We apologize for the delay. It is coming. We're not lying.
He did say he would do it, and then we had a holiday and technical issues, And then Eddie alienated all of our fans this week.
So that's coming. So without further ado, I'm Jason Smith.
Oh, I'm Eddie.
I'm Catherine.
Thank you for listening. We'll talk to you next time.